Congratulations, both of you guys were.
We're not there yet.
You're further than anybody said you would be. And I have enough class, and I was raised well enough to say when you outdo,
yes, sir. Thank you.
When you outdo expectations, good for you. But there's another side to this. People have talked about a miracle. I'm hearing about a nightmare. It's hard to be a parent tonight for a lot of us. You tell your kids, don't be a bully. You tell your kids, don't be a bigot. You tell your kids, do your homework and be prepared. And then you have this outcome, and you have people putting children to bed tonight, and they're afraid of breakfast. They're afraid of, how do I explain this to my children? I have Muslim friends who are texting me tonight saying, should I leave the country? I have families of immigrants that are terrified tonight. This was many things. This was a rebellion against the elites. True, it was a complete reinvention of politics and polls, it's true. But it was also something else. We've talked about race. I mean, we've talked about everything but race tonight. We've talked about income. We've talked about class. We've talked about region. We haven't talked about race. This was a white lash. This was a white lash against a changing country. It was a white lash against a black president in part. And that's the part where the pain comes. And Donald Trump has a responsibility tonight to come out and reassure people that he is going to be the president of all the people who he insulted and offended and brushed aside. Yeah, when you say, you want to take your country back, you got a lot of people who feel that we're not represented well either. But we don't want to feel that someone has been elected by throwing away some of us to appeal more deeply to others. So this is a deeply painful moment tonight. I know it's not just about race. There's more going on than that. But race.
Van, what are your thoughts?
It's easier to be a parent this morning. It's easier to be a dad. It's easier to tell your kids character matters. It matters. Telling the truth matters. Being a good person matters. And it's easier for a whole lot of people. If you're Muslim in this country, you don't have to worry if the president doesn't want you here. If you're an immigrant, you don't have to worry if the president's going to be happier to have babies snatched away or send dreamers back for no reason. This is vindication for a lot of people who have really suffered. The I can't breathe. That wasn't just George Floyd. That was a lot of people that felt that they couldn't breathe. Every day you're waking up and you're getting these tweets and you just don't know. And you're going to the store and people who have been afraid to show their racism are getting nastier and nastier to you. And you're worried about your kids and you're worried about your sister. And can she just go to Walmart and get back into her car without somebody saying something to her? And you spent so much of your life energy just trying to hold it together. And this is a big deal for us just to be able to get some peace and have a chance for a reset. And the character of the country matters. And being a good man matters. I just want my sons to look at this. Look at this. It's easy to do it the cheap way and get away with stuff, but it comes back around. It comes back around. And this is a good day for this country. I'm sorry for the people who lost. For them, it's not a good day. But for a whole lot of people, it's a good day.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. back again with Cassidra. You can hear me, Cassidra?
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
hear you. Good morning. How's everybody?
what's
I
that?
hear you fine.
Okay, yeah, I hear you
Can
too.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm good. I hope
You
everybody else is too.
yeah, I got a phone call right when I was about to speak. So that's why I went off. So Nicole, let me know if you can hear me. Um okay, all right, cool. But anyway, how you doing today, Cassidra?
I'm good. Little whiny brother over there, huh? Crying. Instead of getting his ass, he's sitting up there crying. Hope he can be president for everybody. What in the heck? Oh Lord, we're done. I'm done. I'm beginning to believe that you're every time I come on here, you show me that you're right.
I hope that I'm
Every
you
time I
prove me
come,
wrong.
man, I'm hoping to, but I don't know. I don't know. I
Oh,
don't
what's
know.
up, Ali Smith? What's going on, my brother? It's been a minute for sure, for sure. He used to be coming on back in the day. He said it haven't came in his timeline in over a year. Well, yeah, they be hating on us.
Wow, tell him to make sure he's still connected.
Yeah.
He,
I expect nothing
but
less from you too.
yeah, exactly.
Show we on the right path. But now consider to get into it, right? Because we might see some more brothers with some tears, but we're gonna talk about history. We're gonna get into it. And but I have to show you this first because you already know I sent this to you. But I had to show you the
Well,
update of your girl here.
we'd rather cry than do any changes anyway. So we'd rather cry. So if you want to cry, go ahead and cry. I changed. I ain't crying. I made a change. I ain't
Yeah.
crying.
All
Tell him to
right,
go
let me
ahead and cry.
now check this out. Your OnlyFans girl. It sounds like she about to get
Oh
off
yeah.
soon, Cassandra.
That don't surprise me. We done told y'all leave them snow bunnies alone. Because if they hurt you, they gonna walk. We never told you that. So if she does, okay. But they really don't get off forecast. That's what the thing about it. They really don't.
Yeah.
Look at George Zimmerman's life. His life will never be the same. So the courts may say that she's not guilty, but the universe says you're guilty and you suffer that way. So it's okay. Should never amount to anything. But go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, true. And she was never going to be anything anyway, but a murderer, Neanderthal murderer that she
Exactly.
is.
That's what her ancestors have been, and that's what she does, and that's what her children will be, and her grandchildren, and her great greats, and her lineage. That's all they know how to do is murder, kill, steal, and destroy.
Thanks. All right, so let me show you a couple of these ones.
So Courtney Clenny has said what it is. I'm gonna deal with it. Now, she was expected to start her trial in August, mid-August, I believe it was like the 15th or the 17th, something like that. And they've been really kind of delaying things, honestly. So her trial should really happen before now because
I'm like, damn, yeah, didn't he get killed in like 1990 something? Like, goddamn, it was.
She's been dead a long time, and I thought you were supposed to have a speedy trial. But
That's what I thought.
have she been in jail? Has she been in jail all this time?
Nope.
I guess it's the time served, huh? Okay. 6 years. Okay.
Yeah. So they
All
might
right.
owe her some time because you won't get no more than a year or two for killing the black man, if
E-
that.
Exactly. What? Well, Karen Porter got what? 16 months, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Remember the white woman who killed the little boy, Danya, or whatever her name was, and she thought it was her taser. She got like what, 16 months? Yeah. So, okay, she served her time, I guess. Okay, that's usually what they get. They don't get a whole bunch of time.
Oh,
As
and this
Amber
is
Geiger, who got what, 12 years? Okay.
and this is just to
Mm.
catch all up. This was moments before she killed, or weeks before she killed him. She said,
Just months before she stabbed her boyfriend, OnlyFans model Courtney Clenny called him a string of racial slurs.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Coming from Georgia, thank you.
He said, did he say thank you? Yes, thank you. I'm an N word. Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It must be that slave
Yep,
fetish
he
thing.
did. Mm-hmm.
Damn. I thought I was tripping.
But they want to tell you that they better than us. They want black men want us to believe that they're better than us. Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, right. That's your mental health issue.
Mm-mm-mm.
You said up took all that abuse from that white girl, and that's how she felt about you. Called your nigga every chance she got, and you agreed with her because
He
you
said,
didn't like
yes, thank
yourself.
you.
Because you didn't like yourself. But go ahead, forecast. I'm gonna try to be quiet. Go ahead.
racial slurs.
Well, this is why we here, Cassidra. We make them turn up.
Yes, thank you. Coming from Georgia, thank you.
The newly released and disturbing audio was recorded by Christian Obumseli, who was later stabbed by Clenny and died as a result of his injuries.
I am so sorry. So shut up and let me slap you.
The recording captures an argument between the couple about someone Obumseli ran into while on a bike ride.
Get off of me! You literally talked to her without telling me! Courtney, I was on a bike ride and she passed me and I said hi. You and Courtney are having a live chat. My bad.
It better not have been a black girl he spoke to.
The audio of
Ben,
this
huh?
argument was
It
recorded
had to be a black girl he
Must have
said
before
been.
something to.
Obumseli was stabbed
But
on
this
April
thing
3rd.
is crazy. Who hollers and yells like that over a happy? He just spoke. Who does that? That's the mental illness shit. But you want to tell us that those things are better than black women? We don't do that because you say hi. We can care less. What in the world is going on here? You okay with being treated like this? Just to say you had a white girl? You could be abused? Her ancestors did enough of that to you, to your ancestors. And now you still walking in that same path? That's crazy to me. But go ahead. It's useless.
Shouts out to my good brother Anthony in the building. He said today, and if I would have knew that would have been the last words. But maybe I could find it. It'd be hard to find now. But he said the Alabama Brawl commemoration day is today. So
Oh man. All
I
right.
need to
Good
try
for
to find it. I
Anthony.
don't know if I'm gonna be able to
Yeah.
find it by the time we get off here though. But
Oh man.
because they got a bunch of fake
That's
videos and stuff
wild.
that I look for it. But check it out
Oh
though.
man.
So
The family of Christian Obumseli is speaking out one day after his girlfriend, OnlyFans model Courtney Clenny, announced she will take a plea deal in his killing. Clenny is accused of stabbing Obumseli to death inside their
Whoa.
What's the plea
What's
deal?
that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible.
Nina can't code.
Interesting. Can it generate reports?
I can now.
Nice.
So you're saying we can all build apps now?
Yeah.
my bad, it wouldn't stop. It froze. It's her plan before the trial even happened. Flirting with somebody in there.
Is it talking? I don't hear anything.
No, it ain't saying nothing. It's just her. They just showing her in court laughing and joking right before the trial.
Mm,
Like this poor, helpless Neanderthal murderer.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
That's how
sad.
they act. They don't feel nothing. They don't never feel nothing. These people are not humans. They don't feel
Mm.
nothing killing you. You would think them boys felt something killing Nolan. You think they felt something? No, they lied and that's what they do. So we get mad at when they do what they do. Why would you get mad if she get off? They've always gotten off. Emmett Till, nobody went to jail. Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, Michael Brown. Do I need to go on? They never go to jail, no matter what they do.
So this the brother family reacting to this plea. Now they not even gonna tell nobody because obviously you already know what it is if you took a plea. But
Family
Well,
of Christian
if they didn't
Obumseli
tell the
is
plea,
speaking
then
out.
obviously she is getting off. Because I
mhm,
never heard the plea. Where's the plea?
yeah, they're not gonna release it yet.
Oh, okay.
One day after his girlfriend, OnlyFans model Courtney Clenny announced she will take a plea deal in his killing. Clenny is accused of stabbing Obumseli to death inside their Miami apartment. CBS News Miami's Nakaya Carrero is your reporter in Miami as the model will soon learn her fate.
The family of Christian Obumseli have been grieving their son's death since April 2022. Through their attorney, they released a statement about Clenny's decision to take a plea deal in the courthouse behind me. In less than 2 weeks, Courtney Clenny is scheduled to sit inside a courtroom to learn how much time she will have to serve for the death of her aunt.
She already know how much time. That's a part of the plea deal. She wouldn't have signed something not knowing how much time she would get. So what do you mean
Exactly.
she's gonna learn about it in 2 weeks? No, you gonna
Well,
learn that
she
she's gonna
already
get
knows.
off in 2 weeks.
Well, she already knows. She already knows. They already talked about it. And then they already had the trial. So now she's getting her sentence. Why is it taking so long? When what's the boy name? Carmelo. He had his trial within a year.
Carmelo, yeah.
Yeah, Carmelo had his trial within a year. And we talking about 4 years, and she just not finding out her time. And Carmelo found, he went to court in a week and got his whole sentence of 35 years for self-defense. Yeah, self-defense.
And by the way,
So
this is a news organization telling you this. Shouts out to Karma 804 in the building. I appreciate you listening, you know.
Have to serve for the death of her on-again, off-again boyfriend, 27-year-old Christian Obumseli. His family's attorney released a statement Saturday that says, I am pleased to announce the defendant Courtney Clenny, the state, and the Obumseli family has reached a resolution that would avoid an unnecessary trial. It goes on to say, the resolution will be made public at a sentencing hearing on August 10th at 10 a.m. Pleading guilty and accepting full responsibility will begin the process of bringing closure to a very tragic, life-changing event for the Obumseli family. This comes one day after Clenny's attorney made the announcement that
why
the
are you keeping it
OnlyFans
a
model
secret?
would not be going to trial as planned. Her attorney said in a statement Friday, the terms of the agreement are not final until accepted by the court. Ms. Clenny, 30, has been in custody since August 2022 in connection with the April 3rd, 2022 death of Christian Obumseli at the Miami apartment she rented. We will reserve further comment on the specific terms until they are placed on the record before the court. Clenny is charged with second-degree murder after she allegedly stabbed Obumseli inside an Edgewater condo on April 3rd, 2022. This video shows an alleged confrontation in an elevator between the pair 2 months before Obumseli's death. Evidence released since Clenny's arrest has
Probably
painted
calling the N-word then too.
relationship between the
Of
couple.
course,
I reached out to the Miami-Dade State.
Now, apparently the family is cool with whatever they're gonna get.
obviously. But guess what? If you cool with it, I'm cool with it. Next, if you cool with it, I'm cool. Hey,
Yeah.
all good. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There ain't no point in going further because you want to say something about this
Hey,
latest update.
no, I don't. I sure don't. I don't have nothing to say. I'm ordering pizza. Y'all want some?
All right.
I'm ordering pizza. Who want a slice? I'm just saying.
So
What the
I'm
world
gonna
is
ask
here?
you,
You know?
because I know that you left here to escape this kind of stuff, but do you want to see something really bad or just go on?
You know what? Maybe you need to remind me. Go ahead and show it. Go ahead and show it.
Okay.
Maybe
So
that'll make some other folk leave.
check this out.
Well, that looks insane.
All right. After we make some money off of our death, of course, that come first. But watch this.
Breaking news tonight, a body has been found in Jackson. The body of a woman was found in the 500 block of Road of Remembrance in West Jackson. That's near West Capitol Street. Hinds County Coroner Jeremiah Howard tells 3 on Your Side the woman was found behind a house on Road of Remembrance. He says the body will be sent to the state crime lab for an autopsy. This is a death investigation, and Jackson police will handle the case. JPD says crime scene investigators are working to determine the circumstances surrounding the death of the unidentified Black female.
All right, peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises due Juliana, now Juliana and Zeta. And after that, we had Tonea Miller down in Florida. And Zeta was right here in North Carolina and Charlotte. And now we have this unidentified woman who authorities say was found behind a vacant house in Jackson, Mississippi, hanging from a tree. Now, this article didn't say as much, but I'm going to play another article, which is going to tell you blatantly that she was found hanging from the tree. Now, this is on the heels of the Nolan Wells case, in which everybody believes that was an orchestrated lynching. And, you know, the history of Mississippi with the racism and the numerous lynchings throughout history. And there is a photo of this young lady, and I'm going to show you that photo. And we're going to analyze that photo because the photo actually shows that there is no way that she could have done this to herself. And it's ironic that where she was found at, the road to remembrance, I don't think that is a coincidence. It seems that the racist white supremacists are revving up their remembering or their reminders of who they are and how evil they are. Just take a listen to this article, then I'll be right back, and we're going to analyze this alleged photo of the young lady in that state.
Details now on a woman's body found in Jackson last night. Hinds County Coroner Jeremiah Howard tells us the Black female was found hanging from a tree in the backyard of a home in the 500 block of Road of Remembrance. Jackson police are treating the case as a death investigation. Howard says the woman's body was taken to the state medical examiner's office for an autopsy. Her identity has not been released.
And as you see,
now, and before, so check this out, Cassidra. I'm gonna play this part now. Now, look, watch this, right?
A self-unalivement. And when you see the picture, you are going to know why they are treating this as a death investigation. And they say they are working to find out the circumstances surrounding this death. But just take a look at this picture real quick. And there you see it right there. And they have the praying hands over her face, but you can tell from the position of the body, especially the arms. If you are suspended in the air, your arms will be hanging from your side or to your side. But in this picture, you see her arms are above her head or even tied behind her head or around her neck. How they did us. And this is a verified picture of the scene. And so, you know, if someone's hands are tied in that manner, there is no way that they can do this to them.
All right, so you see that, right? You there, Cassidra?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, yeah. So you see that, right? Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah. I want to see if they're going to call this one suicide. They made sure that they put the hands up so you can't call it suicide this time. Let's see what they're going to say this time around. The road to remembrance, that where it was found. Now, my thing is, are they checking to see? Because some of these people, there's no way you're going to do this to somebody, you're not going to hear anything. Somebody had to hear something. Don't we have like satellites and stuff that you can horn in and see what's going on? Even if you're in the cameras and stuff, there's no way that people are getting away with this and not seeing any photos or something. There's no way. Or maybe they're making, you mean to tell me nobody's making a noise and they're doing this and nobody's saying anything and they're doing it in quiet? And are these people being drugged or something's going on? It's something to this. It's just not murder. It's just, I'm telling you, how are they getting these people up here? How are they getting away with it so silently? That makes no sense. Nobody's hearing anything. One time they did it in the back of a church, then another time they did it in the back of a police station. How in the world you doing? Don't police stations have cameras all the way around the building? How are they getting away with that? This is bull BS. This is BS right here.
No,
But I
yeah,
rest. Go ahead.
yeah, and you know, unfortunately, um, they do it on camera and get away with it too. So
And get away with it. Yeah.
yeah, so
So you're not gonna tell me that the police department, who has cameras all the way around the building, you didn't see anything? They're lying. These people are nefarious they are net liars. Period. You're not gonna tell me that you hung somebody in the back of a police station and nobody saw anything in broad daylight. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
And this all is something else I want to show you too, because you know you had that plan of getting black men and going to the schools, and you as a black woman shouldn't even have to have done that, but you did it, right?
Mhm.
But now, granted, this is Iowa, but you know, there's a bunch of Negroes that's gonna follow white people everywhere. But now check
Everywhere.
this out. So now who's in the schools is police, right? And guess who they're a disparity in arresting, you know what I'm saying? So it could have been black men that was in these schools, but now it's a bunch of police, you know. Yeah, everybody got commercial on their stuff.
Uncooked tire.
All right.
KCRG. If your child goes to school in Iowa, there's a 1 in 4 chance there's an armed officer on campus. A new report from the American Civil Liberties Union of Iowa claims school resource officers are causing harm to some students. KCRG TV9's Jocelyn Apisha explains how the ACLU is saying this program
Yeah, you
is
can guess who that
He's a
son
black
is.
student.
Now the question is,
A
what
black
what are you doing in
I
Iowa?
guarantee it's a
That's
black
my
student.
question. Oh yeah.
But my thing is, those police officers need to be in there for them white boys shooting up them schools, because that's what they're doing it at in them all white areas, all white schools.
Mm.
So yeah, police need to be in there, but they don't need to be putting their hands on our black children. But you ain't got no business in Idaho, and Montana, and Dakota, South Dakota, North Dakota. Why are you there? Why? You itching for
Mm.
something to happen to you. That's crazy. Portland, Oregon, and all the white states. Why are you there?
All
Alaska.
right.
I'm just saying, why are you there?
Now I will
Nobody
say,
black lives in Idaho, Utah,
yeah.
Iowa. Why?
Uh, I would say
But go
if
ahead.
you would rather live in Iowa than like a black country or something, then yeah, something is kind of wrong with that.
That's crazy.
A prison pipeline and how local districts saying this program is creating a school to prison pipeline and how local districts are responding. Jocelyn.
As you said, about 1/4 of all Iowa school districts have an SRO, a school resource officer, on campus. Having an armed officer on school property has led to discussions with cities, counties, and school boards, including a recent debate with Johnson County in the Clear Creek-Amana district. Now, in this new report, the ACLU called these programs, quote, highly concerning. The report highlights data involving Black students and students with disabilities. Statewide, the report says students with disabilities make up 13% of the student population, but 27% of referrals to school resource officers and 26% of arrests. In Cedar Rapids, the ACLU says Black students make up 19% of the population, but account for 29% of the referrals to SROs and 46% of arrests by SROs. The ACLU referenced a 2002 study indicating Black students do not actually misbehave in schools at a higher rate. A lawyer with the organization said SROs getting involved with disciplining students can leave a lifelong mark.
All of those things make it.
Now, the 19% is 40-something arrested, right? And shouts out to my brother KW Don 7 in the building. He said the cracker is crashing out as his empire falls, you know. But as long as Black people don't try to save it, we're good, you know. But that's my worry, that we're gonna try to save them again, you know. It's like the Moors did.
Y'all
But
save who you want to. Go right ahead. Save your enemies.
yeah, look at what they're doing to your children. Watch this.
I hope your kids make it into a better situation. And
I think they're in a very well situation.
I don't think so. You keep the money and make them run a fake lemonade stand.
Okay, if that's how you feel about it, I can't change it, but they're just out here spreading peace.
Okay. Well, as long as you're here.
Okay.
Good luck exploiting your kids. Kids, I don't hate you because of your skin color, like your mom's assuming. I think everyone's equal, but you're being exploited at the end of the day.
I think you're still harassing us.
You can call it harassment. I call it a child safety violation.
It's harassment.
Call the cops.
You already called the cops. Okay.
I'm just making sure you're in the vicinity and didn't leave your kids in the middle of Oakland.
Okay.
Why don't you go to the hookah store and sit there and use the money that you collect?
Why don't you keep harassing Black children and Black people?
I don't. It's their children.
That's what you're doing.
Play the race.
You think you're not traumatizing them?
Maybe they'll.
You think you're not traumatizing them?
Maybe they'll like break free from you, and like I have abusive parents too.
Does she think they're not being traumatized right now? I don't know what you think about
Being
that,
around them
Cassidra.
is anytime you're around them is traumatizing. Just being in the presence in the room is traumatizing. Every time they open their mouth, they traumatizing. Just breathing is traumatizing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's just
all right.
disgusting.
So what you think about this sister here, how this sister handled it though?
I came to my car. Shut up. No, shut up.
Watch how these stupid cops thought they could bully two kids sitting alone in a car. But their mother showed up and owned these tyrants so hard they walked away in shame.
No, I could come near my car, near my kids. No, I'm coming near my children. And as you can see, they're doing schoolwork. They have 2 laptops. You don't get our circumstances, but you see 2 Black children in a car that's registered to me and they're under 18. So right now, you don't have no right. I'm their attorney. And y'all have the audacity to come 3 men, 2 innocent children who's doing schoolwork.
There's 2 people in the car, right?
2 children.
I don't know that until I
back up. You told me to back up. You're too close to me, and I don't feel safe.
Came up to my.
I came to my car.
Shut up.
No, shut up. No, I won't shut up. I don't have to shut up.
Okay.
You talk to me with some respect. I didn't curse at you. I didn't tell you to shut up. I didn't disrespect you. No, it's your time to go. It's your time to go.
You know what?
I don't know what, and I don't know why you're here. I came to my car.
Shut up.
And you see that?
Do they ever talk to white folk like that? Shut up. What's the respect? Any job you have, you're supposed to show respect. The police officers can cuss at you. They can tell you to shut up. They can throw you to the ground, but they don't do white kids like that. They don't do white parents like that. They don't do white folk like that. They have the white people chasing them around with machetes and chasing them around with guns and chasing and shooting at them. And they beg them to put the guns down. And then you want to talk to people like you crazy. Well, you know what? Hey, I'm good.
And the thing is though, you know they're gonna try to come at
But her
easy
silence
targets.
is shooting since I've been here. I
Yeah.
haven't been the target since I've been here. But Black folk will fight to death to stay in a city, in a country that has shown you over and over and over and over and over and over that they hate you. But you'll stay to fight to the death. And you'll go and fight for a country that hates you. Fight a whole nother country that's defending you, like Iran. And you going over there fighting Iran for a country that started it, for a country that show you every day how they feel about you. But you're going to fight to the death for this country. Y'all damn fools. Period.
Damn fools.
You can't think of no other business to get out of America. You got to hold on for dear life, and this is how they treat you. Aren't y'all tired? Because I'm tired of seeing it. Aren't you tired of it? How much longer? How much more? How much? What is it that they need to do in order to make you get the hell up out of their country? What? They already done banned 44 of African countries. They have banned, and they can't even come to America. We already know why. They show you every day how they feel about you, and you still mixing and mingling and marrying them. You still being the only one in the crowd, but you still telling your children, not all of them. Yes, all of them. But I rest. Go ahead. Show me more. Show me more.
Well, no, I mean, you wanted to talk about that a little bit, about being prepared and the plan and all of that stuff. Because we talked about why you should enough, but I know you've seen enough, but I
Not
mean,
enough. I'm so tired of what I'm seeing. They've had a whole tape of Nolan's so-called friends, and I don't know why they keep calling them boys friends, his murderers. They have a whole tape of them boys murdering him, and they refuse to do anything about it. You think that tape would have came out if Nolan was white and those boys were black, that they would still be free? They would have been in jail since the night of the murder. And nobody's been questioned, nobody's taken a polygraph, nobody's getting arrested. But you guys want to tell me that they're not all bad? Every last one I've seen is, including the children. Khalid Muhammad said, why the babies? Well, this is why the babies, because they grow up to be like these creeps. They grow up to be like that the girl with OnlyFans. They grow up to be like George Zimmerman. They grow up to be, we've seen enough examples, but we still want to continue marrying them. Still, after all of that, because you thinking it won't happen to me. Well, it is happening to you and your children and your children's children, because that's all they know how to do is kill, steal, and destroy. Whose attributes are those? I don't know why we have to keep coming on here telling you the same stuff over and over and over. And you guys still fighting to hold on to a country that literally hates you. And they show you all the time. Because then they murder you and they get 2 years, 16 months, because she's going to be away from her kids. Who cares? She just murdered somebody. She don't never need to be around her children. But go ahead, I rest.
facts, and you see the thing is, right? If you notice, they're always going to pick on the easy targets. You know what I'm saying? And this is going to
Always.
go to the history thing too, right? Because what is missing is this here, Cassidra. So shouts out to this brother. Watch this here. With the police messing with this sister. Look what this brother does. All right, I could put it on mute because I don't need to hear all that. But look at that. The cop trying to slam the sister, and you see how the brother jumped in between it, and he tried to push the brother, and he fell. Now you see how he did the sister, but he straightened up real quick when the brother came along.
And that's what they do.
And you see how he
At
didn't
one
fail
point
trying
do
to
we
push him.
at what point do we fight for our lives when they act like hoodlums, goons? We have a God given right. Malcolm X told us we have a God given right to protect ourselves when they act unlawful. When do we say that they're unlawful? That we were fighting to save our lives. Ozone, he fought to save his life. They gave him life because he literally, the officer came to murder him. Literally, because that's what they do. So Ozone fought for his life. He spared his life. The officer died who was harassing him, and they gave him life. Make that make sense. So you trying to tell me that if an officer is trying to kill me, that I don't have a right to defend myself? That's BS. Ain't no way in the world that Ozone should be in jail because the officer was harassing him. And you go to jail because you're not supposed to fight them for your life. You're supposed to let them kill you. And then they get 2 years or no time. Because most of them don't get any time. Sandra Bland hurt that officer didn't get a day in jail. Michael Brown, he didn't get that officer got no time. Darren Wilson, he didn't get no time. What about the officer that killed Atiana, the black girl in the window? He went to the back and shot her through the window. I'm just saying, what are we doing here? But you fighting to stay in this country. But go ahead, I rest.
Facts. And it comes down and so check out what this sister's saying right here, you know. Or I don't know if she's a sister, but check out what she's saying.
Because there's a trophy hunter relationship between white men and black. Unique for sure.
I'm out.
Black men's oppression is unique for sure. Because there's a trophy hunter relationship between white men and black men. Black men serve as like the final boss of nature to white supremacy, dehumanized to the point where you're the strongest animal, you are peak animalistic masculinity. And if white man human masculinity can conquer it, can take it out, then man will have dominated nature the way God intended. It's convoluted and fucked up, but white men have a trophy hunter relationship with black men. It is gender affirming to them to take y'all out. So it is 100% true that the violence against black men is specific to y'all. I could talk about this forever normally, but with all of the headlines, all of the boys we're losing, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I'm having a hard time. I'm reposting a lot of things about them, but I'm having
Yeah, it was hard like 300 years ago, right? But and you notice how she worded it, right? Where the actual Neanderthal, which is not even the strongest animal, it's not even close to the strongest animal. Think they're the humans who's trying to conquer you, but that's not even humans. That's what that will let you know they're not, because you don't think about conquering the planet. The planet is a living. Why would you conquer, like, let's conquer space and that's a mindset of a savage beast, an animal, you know what I mean? Like, not even a strong animal, it's a weak, pathetic animal, you know what I mean? And the problem is us and our mentality that comes along with it, and the spirit that we have lost, you know what I mean? But I want you to see this, you know. So look at this, you know. See, they hunt you down and all of that stuff, and they talk about the superior this and superior that. But check this out.
Let's get into it. So white people are injecting themselves with melanin shots. Go look at GratituThe.
It's over for them, man. Ain't gonna help.
It's a synthetic peptide, and it has the natural hormone of melanin in it. It helps them with their libido, to reduce their appetite, and to quote unquote stimulate deeper tanning. Okay, so
it's over.
Make this type of stuff up. Now, do y'all hate us? Love us? Want to beat us? The infatuation is crazy. And it's really crazier because majority of these people that I'm seeing in these MTV videos are also deeply racist.
Where are they getting it from? Good
At
question.
this point, it has to be a mental health disorder, because what are we doing? What's crazy is they want our skin complexion, but they don't want our blues. They could never live through the Black experience. And I give y'all a few seconds to think about that. Now, because they're getting these melanin shots off the Black market.
Yeah. Now here she go. Here she go talk about it right here, Cassidra.
This is extremely concerning, because if they're getting these melanin shots off the Black market, where in the world do you think that they're getting the melanin from? I give y'all a few seconds to think about that. Now,
2 million Black women and children.
It's a whole bunch of Black people that have gone missing. It's a whole bunch of stories about Black lynchings and Black people being found dead, but being stuffed with paper because our organs are gone. Y'all, we're being harvested. But like they say, melanin is more precious than diamonds and gold. Y'all stay safe out there. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about the story.
Well, there you go. So, I don't know what you think about that, Cassidra.
Okay? Where are they getting the melanin? And until we start fighting back, nothing is going to change.
And before we get into the history thing, I'm gonna go to the history thing. We're gonna be quick with that, and we're gonna wrap it up. But I'm interested in what you got to say about this part here. I want to hear what you got to say about this part here.
Create a fake Shiloh Hendricks account on X and managed to scam right-wingers out of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I say, that's your fault. Just like the woman who lied and say her family disowned her and she created merch so she could pay for her schooling, and MAGA went and bought it and then come to find out that they basically paid for her college education. Okay. Or the dude who laugh at him.
You can't do nothing about it.
Tell you how we got here. And then we're going to laugh at him.
You can't do nothing about it. I'm about to use my favorite line. I didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. Didn't do. Look at all those followers I got. That's crazy. Like, why y'all? Hey, they deserve it. Hey, if you gonna be dumb as shit with your money, you deserve it. You deserve it. Hey, hey, that's on y'all. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Though?
Boy, woke this morning, we had a good old breakfast, courtesy of the white man. You finally did something for me.
Now, what'd you say?
Got it to waste.
Yeah. Now, what you think about that brother doing this, Cassidra?
Oh. That's crazy. He said he didn't do nothing. Good job, brother. I'm with you. I love it. I love it. I just wish he hadn't put his face out there and just kept collecting. You could have just retired on doing what you was doing. Why would you say anything? He could have just retired. Seriously. Why would you tell it? Why would you come on and tell it? More of us need to do that. I'm just saying. I wish I knew how he did. I'd do me one.
Right, make me one.
I'd do me one. How did he do it? What did he say? I would love to see what he said. What ad did he make? I love that. I think that's brilliant. That's brilliant. He got his reparations. I'm just saying. I just wish he hadn't put his face out there, but hey, I wish he should have schooled other black people to do the same and never showed his face and never said anything. Because they love giving money away on, like, the white woman that called the little boy the nigga, the N-word, and they sent her millions. I'm like, maybe I'll go do me one of those ads.
Well, that's what he did. He made a page of that white
Act like a
bitch.
white woman and do the same thing. Why not? I totally agree. Totally agree. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, but we do got some
right
big ass
there.
mouths.
Oh, that's
So
how he did it. Okay. So what was the ad? What did the ad say though? That's funny. I love it. I love it. I love it. I may have to go do me a page.
all right. So let's go to the Black History part, and we're gonna wrap it up. Now, this part, we're gonna go into a little bit. I ended with the Gabriel Prosser part, so we're gonna listen to a little bit about the Gabriel Prosser part because there's a hero, and you talk about fighting back. This is stuff that we need to learn, So, shouts out to the brother.
Gabriel Prosser was born in 1776 during the Revolutionary War, at a time where the energy of revolution was in the air. Even though there was laws about educating slaves, he still learned how to read and write. Now, after he became a blacksmith, he had more freedom to move around than other black folk. And as he moved around the city doing jobs, right, he met and befriended a lot of other black people, or at least became allies with them. Now, Gabriel was enslaved by a white boy named Thomas Prosser, who owned a huge plantation called the Brookfield Plantation. In the area over there, they still call it Brookfield right now. But he often leased out Gabriel Prosser to go work for other slave owners at their plantations. But this gave Gabriel a chance to meet and congregate with other enslaved people on other plantations throughout Richmond and the surrounding counties. Now, one day, Gabriel Prosser, his brother, and one of his friends got caught stealing a pig, right? And oftentimes, slaves were very underfed, and after working all day, some would resort to taking a pig just so they can have something to eat. Most times, they were just acting out of desperation so they wouldn't starve to death. But you know what Europeans did? They used that to further the myth that black people just naturally steal. You know, just because they try to take something to eat, they be like, oh, well, see, black people is prone to stealing. Look at this. Even though they literally stole the people and enslaving them and working them to death and underfeeding them at that. But anyway, after they took the pig, this white boy.
See, and this is a lot of the talking points. This is why it irritates me when I hear other black people use these talking points when they be talking about, well, you know, black people steal and black people show do this and do that. Like, you don't even, first of all, you got stolen, right? And then they enslaved you and starved you to death. And then they said you're in trouble for stealing something to eat. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're so thoroughly colonized by their laws that you think that you trying to survive is somehow illegal. You know what I mean? Like,
You said something.
it's like when the dude got ate up, like with Siegfried and Roy or something, they got ate up by the tiger and they put the tiger down. You know what I'm saying? Like the tiger was being a tiger,
Exactly.
but they say the
Exactly.
tiger is wrong. Come on.
Mm.
Meanwhile, he didn't kidnap the tiger and took him out of his natural habitat, right? And probably starving him and beating him and working them every day.
Probably
But
having sex with the tiger, knowing them.
probably letting the tiger lick them and all that other stuff in crazy places. But anyway, we're gonna get into that in a minute,
Boy,
because we
who
got
was
to
a
talk
neighbor,
about
went over
their
there to
culture.
confront them. But by then, Gabriel Prosser was tired of bowing down to them and tap dancing and keeping his eyes to the ground. And when he refused to beg for forgiveness or tap dance for this white boy, the white boy got mad and it escalated into a fight. During the fight, Gabriel Prosser bit off a piece of the white boy's ear. And now, instead of being arrested for stealing a pig, he was now arrested for assaulting a white boy. Now, even though in Virginia, a black man harming a white boy was technically punishable by death, Gabriel Prosser was granted a benefit of clergy, which meant if he recited one Bible verse, he wouldn't get lynched or executed.
Revelations 13:10. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. That's gonna be my verse when I get my clearance. If they give me that.
Now, even though he recited the verse and wasn't killed, he was still severely punished. They still labeled him a felon. He was whipped and publicly humiliated and branded. Then he had to spend a month in prison. And then after that month, he went out back to the plantation. So I'm not really sure what the difference is. But anyway, Gabriel Prosser eventually met another enslaved brother named Jack Ditcher. And then together they began meeting with like-minded people on Sundays. And they usually gather at a place
We do
called
it
Long
on
Street,
Wednesday
which
now.
is now called Bryant Park. And with all of these like-minded people gathering every Sunday, they organize and plan ways to get their freedom and how to fight back. Now, one day after a funeral, Gabriel stood up.
Now, Cassidra, we come on here every Wednesday and you talk about ways to get your freedom and how to do it right now, you know? So, I'm just saying.
What?
And as
They missed it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
the others to join them, right, in their plan to kill all the white people who were slave owners or overseers. Now, I'm gonna keep it real with you because it's something that we gotta address as a people, right? Because we seem to have this weakness. But he did not include, like the French and white women and children and other people, only the slave owners and the overseers. But I tend to agree a lot more with Khalid Muhammad, but that's neither here nor there. But that's something that we gotta address. This past that we love to give to everybody. But anyway, Gabriel.
Now, this is one thing, right, that we can look back at history and critique ourselves on and see how it worked out for us. And we're still making the same mistake now. Although Gabriel Prosser is a bigger hero than I'll ever be. One thing that he did say was, we give white bitches a pass. We're not gonna kill white bitches, not the children, not the French, not the good ones, only the bad ones. Now, of course, it's like 200 years later, like 230 years later. I know that all of them are bad. So, but this thing of even doing rebellion sometimes where we just want to give white girls a pass. Even the Haitian Revolution, you know what they did? They said white bitches can stay, the Irish can stay, the good ones can stay, right? And
The good ones, huh?
the good
Okay,
ones
the
can
good ones.
stay.
You talking
Even
about the good
Gabriel
ones like
Prosser.
No Little Friends, the good ones that murdered
Yeah,
him, those good ones, those
yeah.
friends. Oh, okay.
The
Okay.
good slave
Mm,
owners.
okay, the good ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Who
That's
said
what they
black
call it.
people enjoyed being enslaved? Why would they not like being slaves? Something wrong with them when they was trying to run away. Ain't that what they said? Okay, those the good ones. Okay, I'm just asking, making sure you talking about the right one.
Yeah, it's called as a sickness. If you want to run away, it's
Yeah,
called drapetomania. It means
yeah.
you're sick
Yeah,
and
the
you think you
sickness,
should.
because you trying to get away from them. Ain't that something? We've been so
Mm,
good to them Negroes. Something wrong with them. They trying to get away. We beating them and killing them and and buck breaking them. But something wrong with them because they want to get away from us. Ain't that something? These people are delusional. They are so delusional. We even more delusional. The sad part is we are more delusional than they are because we still think that there's nothing wrong with these people. It's okay. We can be friends because Martin Luther King had a nightmare and we believed it. Yeah, okay. Go ahead. All right.
Yeah. Now listen to why this got overthrown, even though the white ones, the good ones, would have been spared anyway, right? So
Gabriel's plan was to split into three groups. The first group was supposed to set a fire in the warehouse district to distract the militia. And while the militia was distracted in the warehouse district, the second group was supposed to go to the armory where they had somebody who was supposed to let them in. And once they armed themselves, they were supposed to meet with the third group who were coming from Petersburg. And they were going to meet at the Capitol to take the governor, James Monroe, hostage. Now, understand, even though they were prepared to take their freedom by any means necessary, right, they still just wanted to negotiate for their freedom and for economic equality. Now, with us today, right, when are we going to learn that you can't negotiate with anybody for freedom or for economic equality? And you certainly can't negotiate with psychopaths. I'll put it the way that they put it so you'll feel more comfortable. We do not negotiate with terrorists. But as a blacksmith, Gabriel Prosser could make his own weapons, and he supplied a lot of weapons for the people. And they even created their own flag where they flipped the white boy Patrick Henry words, and the flag just said death or liberty. Now, unfortunately, the night that they were supposed to meet, it was a severe thunderstorm where the little creek that they were at started to flood and it made it hard for them to pass. And because of the storm, so many people didn't even show up. Now, they say Gabriel, his wife Nanny, and Jack Ditcher still wanted to go along with the plans and get it popping right then and there. but they just didn't have enough people to carry out the mission. And I'm not gonna lie, I can hear it now, right? They probably was like, oh Lord, this rain is a sign from God that we don't need to be doing this. Oh Lord Jesus, look at all this rain. This ain't
They were
nothing but a
scared to
sign.
death, Cassidra.
Hey y'all, this is a spot for Gabriel's rebellion. That's they was planning it to start somewhere around here, 1800. Of course, Mosby Shepherd of Meadow Farms informed. Well, it was informed.
So the black person that was a snitch was named Mosby Shepherd, right? And look, this is what got flooded right here, Cassidra. They was like what got rained on. It was like it was a river. It ain't no river. Of course, there wasn't no bridges like this. Of course, you know what I'm saying. So I'm pretty sure it was hard to get across, but it was not a river. This was the location where it got flooded.
And I can hear him now. It's probably raining hard as hell. You know, this is that little pond that they couldn't cross. Right, once it started raining hard as hell. And you know, Virginia downtown is a long way away down there if you're walking, but all of this probably used to be the plantation all the way up there past that light. All the way, there's a bunch of stores up there now, but if you look all the way up there, all this was likely plantation.
So basically, you see the location and stuff right there. All right. So to give y'all a visual
ready
of
to
it.
fight. But before they could meet the next day, two slaves named Pharaoh and Tom, who thought they were close with their master, warned them about the plan.
Oh my God, I would have killed them. They should have died. They seriously, until we see, this is what I'm saying. When you got people like Candace, and I shouldn't even call names, but when you have hyenas, ain't that what the okay? And you got hyenas, okay? You're supposed to do what you need to do. You don't sit there and allow them to go and tell what you got planned and nothing happens to them or their family. The whole family should be wiped out. You run your mouth, you go to master, you tell after your family. We had it already set up. So if something happened to me, my family gonna take your family. Plain and simple. That's what we have to be. We gotta get grizzly with to get gruesome. We got to get down to business when we dealing with these coons. That these crackers love them so much that you're gonna go tell what your black brother is planning. No freedom. You so hooked on being up there behind that you gonna tell, hey, you know, Cassie got so and so plan. No, you need to die. Not only you, but your whole family. But I'm gonna rest with that. This is always somebody to go take no consequences to that person. None. Why?
Facts.
Are they able to go and tell and nothing happens to their family? Go ahead.
Yeah. No, facts.
I guess to protect him. And of course, the first thing he did was go tell authorities. And when James Madison heard about the plan, he sent the militia to Richmond to arrest and interrogate anybody he thought was involved. Now, Gabriel Prosser was able to escape and he made it
They
down
fit
to
the
the James
description
River.
type stuff.
And he even found somebody who was willing to take him to Norfolk. But
Watch
you
this,
can probably already guess how he got caught. Right? Two slaves, two brothers, supposed to be brothers, two enslaved men named Isham and Billy snitched to the authorities and told them about who Gabriel Prosser was and pointed him out. And then Gabriel Prosser and the boat captain were both arrested. Now, they held this sham trial on October 6, 1800, right, which happens to be my birthday, you know, and Nat Turner was born October 2nd, 1800 in the same area. But anyway, they wanted Gabriel Prosser to tell them about what the plan was and to snitch on everybody involved. But Gabriel Prosser was a warrior and he was never going to say nothing. That brother never said a word or showed them any fear or begged for mercy of any kind. He refused to give them the satisfaction. The only thing he did was request to be hung alongside everybody else who was hung for the same thing. And even though everybody who they suspected was involved was lynched on the same day, just to be the sick psychopaths they were, they took Gabriel Prosser to another location so he'd be lynched alone. And then they forced other slaves to watch the lynching just to send them a message. But Gabriel Prosser went out like a true warrior. He didn't struggle. He didn't plead. He didn't cry. He didn't do anything but kept a straight face like a warrior and showed no fear. Gabriel Prosser refused to show any weakness, and he refused to give them the satisfaction of them enjoying them lynching him. And that brother was
All right, Cassidra fell off, so I'm gonna play a little bit more till she come back, and then we're gonna go to the last part and wrap up.
times more than the two snitches who probably remain enslaved for the rest of their life. But they wanted to bury the memory of Gabriel Prosser as fast as they could. And they tried to prevent people from even talking about him because they didn't want anybody to get that energy, that feeling of revolution.
I think for Gabriel, there's a moment in time, and that's when in 1799, he and his brother, one of his friends, are stealing a neighbor's hog. And of course, most slaves.
Can you hear me, Cassidra? You on mute if you're talking. I'm not sure if she can hear me.
Are not getting enough protein on the table. And so slaves are always stealing, especially from neighbors, hogs, the occasional, cow, that kind of thing, and trying to get protein on the table. And he's caught, and the neighbor berates him. And of course, he's supposed to then play the slave game, look down, shuffle his feet, apologize, be very obsequious. And he just kind of snaps and he dives at the person's knees. And they have this kind of punching, rolling around on the ground contest going on, and he finally bites off the better part of the neighbor's left ear. So that's now a capital crime. He's attacked a white man.
He is arrested.
All right, I just told y'all all of this stuff.
Dire consequences, the possibility of dire consequences.
Because Gabriel is a skilled bondman who hires his time on occasion.
This life of servitude.
And so finally on August 10, they have this big meeting at Young Spring. It's a Sunday, and there's been a child's funeral, and so people have gathered. And Gabriel announces that anybody who's with him to stand up, and those who aren't just to keep sitting down. And of course, who's going to be sitting down while everyone else is rising up?
So the plan was to gather.
White girls trying to act like they was coerced into it.
To march into Richmond on that Saturday, August 30th, as the sun was going down. That they would split into 3 formations. One would go to the warehouses along the river and set a fire, drawing the town's militia all there. Another group would go to the armory where they had prearranged with the man who was in charge of the keys to the armory to let them in so that they could arm themselves. And then they were going to regroup as a solid group and move on the governor's mansion.
And anyone who's ever been caught in a late summer rain in Virginia, it's not raining. I mean, it's pouring. What had been a tiny creek suddenly is a river. Small bridges near Brookfield are being washed.
It was not a river. Y'all just seen that. It is not a river.
Nobody gets to kind of the rendezvous point. According to one document, Nanny's there, Gabriel's there, Jack Ditcher is there, but not nearly enough men to start. And so they hold this kind of quick meeting and decide to push everything back for one night.
We believe there may have been at least
historians, y'all,
involved. And
all right, yo, so I told y'all this story already, right? So
and he goes to Tom, who is
there's another part that we got to talk about here.
Owned by Mosby Shepherd, and he suggests that they go. Just once again, the whites say.
Now, yo, Cassidra, are you there?
I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. All right, so now I'm gonna go on this last part, right? This is only gonna be 5 minutes, but this is an important topic that we got to talk about here, right? So
Or a mulatto
let's.
girl. And a young
Oh, my bad. Let's start.
girl that
Start
he
it back.
to take over was unsuccessful, and Toussaint remained in charge.
All right, so I'm gonna
But then
skip
in
the
So,
Haitian part. We're gonna come back to that a little bit later. All right.
unwilling to expend the casualties, their unique conditions. In other words, Napoleon planned to bring back slavery. In response, all but declared independence and then prepared for invasion.
Now, back in America in 1800, Thomas Jefferson became the third president of America. And just as a side note, many people believe that John Adams.
Now, Cassidra, this last part is gonna be a little bit of a touchy subject, but I already know that you have no problem with it. But I'm just letting you know. All right.
During the election was the one that put Thomas Jefferson out there about his sick relationship with Sally Hemings. And of course, the sexual abuse of Black and mulatto young girls and women was a common thing where these old white dudes would molest these young children, sometimes their own children. But they also did the same thing to young boys and men, which we often don't really talk about.
This history bite is entitled The Sexual Abuse of Black Male Slaves. Knowing what we know about American history, virtually everyone is aware of the sexual abuse endured by Black female slaves at the hands of their masters.
Basically, to sum it up, they raped us so much that it changed our DNA. Like, that's how much they did it. But
That is very well documented, very well known, and greatly discussed. However, what is not well documented, well known, or well discussed is the similar abuse endured by Black male slaves at the hands of slave masters and others. Black male sexual abuse during slavery tended to take two distinct forms. First, by way of buck breaking, and second, by way of individual abuse from the master himself and or other members of his family. We'll start with
and his friends too, visitors,
Now, buck
whoever.
breaking was an inherently very degrading, cruel act of public humiliation, whereby a Black male slave who displayed, a bit too much aggressiveness or hostility, was publicly raped by slave master, the overseer, or another Black male slave who obviously had the trust of the master and the overseer. All right.
Understand this. A punishment, as even if you was the HNIC, if you will, they would be like, oh, well, you go rape that other Black, just to show that these two grown men is weak as, whatever, that they're dominated. To send a message to everybody else, especially the rebellious ones, they would tie them up, right? And these, like, because if you got a problem with me calling them faggots, then you got a bigger problem than whatever. I don't care what you got to say. Because when they be talking about all this gay culture, gay stuff and all of that, well, you know that most of the slave owners were gay. They was raping little boys and other grown men. Right, their culture is gay culture. This is just what they do. Like the latest thing is the Epstein thing, but they put the original Epstein people on the side of a mountain and call them their fathers. Like who carves a pedophile into the side of a mountain and praises them and call them father? Like think about that, But this breakdown of Black masculinity is why, you know, why they can go after these easy targets all the time, and why we see this being dominated, and why we ain't fighting back, and why we on here all the time saying what we say, but nobody got anything to say about it, even though they may or may not be listening. I don't know if they are. I don't care, but I mean, I guess I care, but what are you gonna do, right?
This was a form of public homosexual rape, all right? And the purpose of this was to completely break this slave's aggressive nature, to dehumanize him, to make him feel less than a man, to reduce him of all his dignity and pride, okay? Thus ensuring that he would no longer behave in the manner that led him to this situation in the first place. You know, this was a very cruel practice, and certainly lowered his stance in the eyes of other slaves on the plantation, as this was done, like I said, publicly. You know, it was done so all could see, and I suppose to serve as a lesson to anyone else. All right. There were gay slave masters. There were gay overseers. Okay. There's nothing new, but that was the act of buck breaking. And indeed, it had a traumatic effect on most likely every Black male slave who was subject to such treatment. Okay.
All right, so look, and before we even go to that, right? Because they talk about how Black men commit all of these crimes, but we just know, like,
White men blame Black and brown men for crime when they are overwhelmingly child predators. It's not even close. Depending on what
now these are the lucky ones that the Neanderthal father doesn't take out the whole family, and he just molests the son and daughter and all of that stuff, you know. So these are the lucky Neanderthals.
crime is that you're looking at, between 60 and 80% of the offenders are white men. Possession of child porn, 82% white men. Child predators who have a kid, 60% just that we know of. And that is with the justice system overwhelmingly and disproportionately arresting and targeting Black and brown people for pretty much any offense that they can gather. That includes cops who are planting evidence of different crimes on Black and brown people. And yet, in those departments, it's overwhelmingly white men. I think this is also because no one likes a child predator, so white men are even.
Now, what I say the most dangerous species, and y'all already know who the most dangerous, because you see how they try white men and white bitches have, look, because you know they talk about rape culture. White bitches, I would put money that white bitches have raped Black men more so than the other way around in this country. I would put money on that, right? They have said, well, if you don't do it, then I'm gonna say you did this. You know damn well Black men is gonna not even look into a white bitch's eyes, right? Because they always like to do this separation thing, right? They're the bad ones. Them. It was them. No, it was you too. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're also in this a group of pedophiles and stuff, because they like little boys and little girls and all kind of weird stuff, and animals and dogs and bestiality, and they have all these rings together, right? Not separate. White bitch.
Departments, it's overwhelmingly white men. I think this is also because no one likes a child predator, so white men are even less likely to go out on a limb for other white men that they understand aren't being child predators, unless they're other cops. So in my mind, this is a more accurate representation of breakdown by race.
I didn't know you fell off. You can hear me, Cassidra?
Yes, I can hear you.
You been saying that whole thing?
I can.
For crime. But I mean, seriously, 187,000 white men in this country currently are child sexual predators. Just
now, look, it's their culture, right? It's their part of their culture, you know. Let's see. It's not hidden. They made statues of babies with their naked baby. Who makes statues of naked babies? Like, That it doesn't make any sense. Well, it would if you
When I
understand what
see
Neanderthals are.
NBA players or American athletes being extra effeminate or even coming out and being homosexual, if black people understand what culture they're in, this is Roman and Greek culture. And they know anything about the Romans and the Romans and Greeks were really homosexual with their culture. They had naked statues just out there for people to see. Think about this. The Bible says,
and like never of women at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is all these dudes carving other dudes naked and babies naked? You know what I'm saying? And never women. Like they like women didn't exist.
as a man thinking, so is he.
Well, white women don't exist. White bitches, excuse me, Neanderthal bitches.
Somebody's literally spending time chiseling the naked genitalias of a man to perfection.
Babies.
Not only was that weird, but in their arena game, they were performing naked and conducting orgies in their culture. This is why here in America, in the world of athletics, they always try to put a bunch of men in one shower. And there's a reason for why they do that. The secrecy of their culture is homosexuality.
It's not a secret, my guy. I hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to y'all. All right, and we can go on this all day. And their gods are even gay and all that stuff. You know?
The story of a
But you know about that kind of stuff, though, because you already know.
That's a part of their culture.
It's a part of their
That's
culture.
what they do. That's who they are.
Right. And a part of that is like introduced to you in a form of abuse and sexual exploitation and untold trauma that is passed down to where like you will tell your child not to be rebellious in fears of you're broken. You're a buck who has been broken. You understand? And look, here are some.
Hanging with them.
And
Anytime
look,
you're allowing, you working for them and you hanging with them and you cool with them, this is what they do. And they're going to expect you to do it too. Period. NFL players, NBA players, most of them are homosexual. That's all. That's what, and they've trained and taught you how to do it. When you're a white woman, are you going to mess with each other?
Same different, right? White bitches.
Mm-hmm.
And
we
look,
don't understand how nefarious they are. Seeing how demonic their thinking is. We don't get it because our ancestors told us, they showed us their history. But what do we do? We still don't get it. We still don't understand how dangerous these people are. How could we forget that? How do we forget that? That makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. They've been dangerous since the beginning of time. And then now we'll say, well, they're not all bad. Well, yeah, they are. You'll take one person and say they're not all bad because one person gave you $5 for gas on that Christmas Eve. You lump them in a whole group of white people. But they're not all bad. Well, that was just one that helped you out. What about the other millions and millions and trillions of people?
and then hell, what did that one say after they did it? They was like went home and what they took the one bath they took all year. They was like, I didn't touch the black person. Let me use my bath for the year.
Exactly. So I don't know what it's gonna take for us to get it. I don't. You had a whole history book. You had a whole history book out there, and they still don't get it. And they'll still look at you and call you racist because you holding them accountable. The Nolan family, they talking about his mom because she's holding them accountable, but she's racist because she brought being Crump there to put eyes on Mississippi. But we know eyes have been on Mississippi for a long time.
Since
Okay?
Emmett Till
Long time.
mama.
Okay? A long time. And Medgar Evers, a long time. Okay? Shoot, let's not get it twisted now. Mississippi got a history.
Now, look, Cassidra,
They could fill up a whole history book of themselves on deaths that they couldn't even, didn't even get called out for, but they did.
Hey, look, this is a
I
trick
rest with
question
that.
though. But let me ask you a question. This is a trick question. What's more racist though, Mississippi or Iowa?
Oh my goodness. Really? Ain't the same people in the same country. Ain't the same people in the same cities. Their cousins are Okay, partner, same cousins. Yeah, okay. You go figure that one
Now,
out.
look at this. This is a buck broken male here.
Very interesting. We back with another video, man. Y'all already
Telling
know
his
he did
story
an
here.
episode with Terry Crews and his wife. Now, very interesting. I skipped through a good bit of it. It's all time story I've never heard about, which is why I also have he was the only big black guy in attendance, right? Very interesting clip right
Like the
here.
biggest, blackest one of them all.
Definitely worth for us to talk about. I haven't heard Terry Crews speak on much of Hollywood in a while.
In our life.
Oh yeah. Into it. All right.
Talk about how he got raped.
Big event in our life.
Oh yeah, the lawsuit.
Which was we were in. You gotta understand, we were into
How many years in?
Well, it was 2017 when it went.
And he got a manly looking white bitch, so that ain't even help. So I don't know what to tell you.
Down. That was 2016. It was like the same year. 2016. So it was right after we went public. Well, I was doing movies and everything, but I went to an event and this agent molested me. Now you understand, man. And I'm talking about Hollywood. This is facts. And you can look it up. Mm-hmm. William Morris Endeavor. This man was the head of a movie department. He had Eddie Murphy, Sly Stallone, Sandler. He was his agent. He would get high and do whatever he wanted to do, crazy stuff. The CFO of William Morris Endeavor, a man died in his home dungeon. In his home dungeon. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm not saying this to just. It's not a fake.
Anyway, I mean, you want to hear this? They're weirdos. I mean, it's not important that we hear this. He was just telling his story about how he got buck broken. You want to hear this?
Hey, we already know how they are.
Yeah.
We already know. We already know. You ain't telling us nothing we don't know. You hang out with them, that's what's happening. You working for them, that's what's happening. You got senators in Congress, you have black caucus people. That's what they do. They're all buck broken. All of them. They won't even talk about black people, but supposed to be representing black folk. But you look at them, they're representing everybody but black people. And look at you like you crazy when you call them out. And then it'll come to have the nerves to come to you telling me, oh, we need you to vote for us. You can kiss all of my black ass. I'm not voting for any of you. As long as you don't do what you're supposed to do, and you sit up there taking money from them, millions of dollars. You're talking about people that come, their salary is supposed to be what, 200,000, 100,000, and they leave out of there with millions. Okay, without doing anything for black people, but they're supposed to be representing you. Get out of here. Everybody who work with them is buck broken. Everybody who work with them, buck broken. But go ahead, I rest.
Yeah, and oh damn, my bad. Shouts out to Raw who came in a little while ago. Shouts out to you. Now and the thing is, right, because they got to give you the image and to
Conspiracy.
I know y'all don't like him,
theorist
but
to a degree.
it's the message here.
Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. That's happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. The writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on. And, what? A prostitute? No, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So then
Yep, exactly what it is.
It is their culture, my guy. You know. But
Exactly.
look,
Yep.
A lot of times, because you'll have like celebrities like Billy Porter that will like walk around in dresses. I understand owning your sexual identity and stuff, but like there's also like ties when they used to emasculate black men.
We have to be careful. Should we call out the structure that's making us feel like we have to do that? Like even Donald Glover said this when he was like, white is like freedom. Being white is blanket. If I wore a bow tie, I'll be like, oh, he's a Muslim. If he's wearing like some raggedy clothes, this is dusty. Rick Rubin or whatever, he can be dusty as hell. I don't feel comfortable saying he can't wear a dress. Sure. We should be calling out the people who make us feel this way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you over sexualizing our bodies? They're doing that.
You just have to be mindful. Like, don't let folks try to like play you is what I'm trying to say. Because like when you like.
all right. I don't know what this brother's saying, but
I
it
was
is
gonna
what
say,
it is.
what the hell did he just say?
All right.
What was he trying to say? What was he trying to say?
I think he was
Was he
saying,
defending the dress?
no, I think he was against it, but he
Oh,
was
I
saying,
couldn't
black
understand.
men should like be cautious or something like, and
Oh,
realize
okay.
they're trying
Like,
to
what you
sexualize us.
saying?
Yeah, I don't know,
Okay,
but
I
anyway,
didn't get that one.
yeah.
Yeah, this the brother right here. That's my boy right there. I want to know how he did that.
Nobody told you this. Not your teacher, not your dentist,
bad.
not even the tooth fairy, but it's true.
Let me see. All right, I think
to her to make it through the emotional testing. He hasn't been taught by a father really bad, but they can't smell it. They can't watch it. You know, I pay attention to this stuff because, you know, I work in public and I see a lot of people all the time. So one thing about the white girls when they're with the black guy, they smell really bad, but they can't smell it. They can't tell. It's because their skin meshes with the black guys in a bad way, and it makes them kind of like an off balance, really bad smell. And but they cannot smell it. Whenever I'm around them really close.
Maybe they smelled before they got with the black guy because they ain't taking baths. How about that?
hey, look, because
I'm just saying.
this is why they was smelling before they got with him. They probably was busy
Lord,
chasing them down the damn street. That's probably why.
I
But
have
no,
heard it all. I have
this
heard
The
it
lady
all.
who is telling white people that they don't wash properly. I don't think that you realize that what you're saying is not only wrong, combined with some racial stuff. First of all, human beings aren't meant to wash up. Haha, look at that. See? Ooh, my eyeball's dirty. Aren't meant to wash up every single day, their whole bodies. They're just not.
Shut up and take a shower, cracker.
To the lady who is
so that's why they stink, considering.
Who in the hell? You're not made to take a shower every day? Really?
I guess they
Okay.
only take showers when they shake the good black cocaine. Like, oh, you one of the good ones. That's when they take a shower. Anyway, y'all, let's end it with this, considering.
Oh my goodness, I've heard it all.
Check it
I've
out. There's
heard it
something
all.
positive. We're gonna end it with something positive. Look,
Oh shit, check this out right here. Check this out. See, this the shit they don't want us to see or this stuff they don't want us to talk about. This right here been going on so long in the black community where we compete with each other. But look, let me tell y'all what just happened. 2 historic black-owned banks announced that they are no longer looking to compete with each other and instead decided to purchase a $1.27 billion merger and bring both companies together, bring both black banks together. Them black banks, what were they talking about? So look, let me just tell y'all, in the black community, we've been competing with each other so long, we don't forget and we don't understand that one thing only, divide and conquer. As long as we divide it, we always conquer. We always going to be the consumer. We're not going to get nowhere as entrepreneurs. So I ain't even going to lie. I'm going to say it like this. I wanted to spread this, but I also wanted to say, look, I'm in LA. I got a whole health and wellness store. I got all the living bitters, the tonics, all the different soaps. And I see a lot of people be hitting me up, asking me, hey, how can I do that? Hey, I got a tent. I got a station. I got a kiosk. I got a store. I'm trying to get into it. Look, I'm wholesaling to everybody that want to get in. I'm going to give y'all the bag, the way to get in. I'm going to show y'all how to get the bag. Not give y'all the bag. I'm going to show y'all
Well, anyway, so shouts out to these two banks, and as for what that brother was saying, consider you talk about it all the
Awesome.
time.
I
Y'all could
love
get
it.
a building together, and
Awesome.
then you know,
I'm
yeah,
telling
that's
you, it's
great.
time to get your mindset right. Have your own business. And you can do it from anywhere in the world. Online selling. And we already supporting each other, right? So there you go. I
Yeah.
mean, what are we waiting for? But that's the story of another day. They're not trying to hear that. They're trying to hear how you gonna hold hands with the white girl, how you gonna have babies with the white girl, how you gonna go and marry a white girl. They ain't trying to hear nothing we got to say for a cat.
Well, hey,
We
consider
too racist for them.
this last one is kind of conflicting because it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing too. Because I know you want to say like about being prepared and moving and things you got to do to be prepared to move to Africa, right? But when you tell black people that this is how black now the reaction, all right, fine, but it's what happens when you tell black people go back to Africa. So there you have it. He said he ain't going nowhere, but at least he defended himself. So I don't know
Yeah.
how you feel about that.
Mm.
Um. So, but you want to say anything to wrap it up, though, Cassidra, for everything we talked about today?
No, I just don't even know what to say. I just don't. I don't know what to say anymore. I hope they get it very soon. I hope
Mm-mm-mm.
y'all get it very soon. That's what I want to say. I'm
Well,
living my best life. I don't hear sirens. I don't see black folks being shot or murdered or police officers. We don't see that. I don't see it. I haven't heard a siren. God, I've never heard a police car siren. Guards don't even carry guns. They have the holster, but they don't have a gun in it. I'm like, you're missing something. You forgot. You could talk to them. Hey, how you doing? And you don't have to worry about them beating you down. You know. But y'all want to stay in a place that's showing you every day nature because I don't know how I can do it anywhere else. Have you thought outside the box? There's online businesses you can do because we're supporting each other right now anyway. This is the best time to support to create your online business and do drop shipping. You let people buy from you, site buy it from you, and let the drop shipper send out the product. This is the best time to create your own business because right now black people are supporting each other right now. And if you don't have your own business by now, something wrong with you. And I rest with that. Go ahead and keep working for your enemies. Maybe one day, they'll give you enough money for you to live off of, or give you enough money to relocate, or allow you to relocate. Or maybe one day they'll give you reparations. But I rest with that. Can you hear me? You're on mute?
oh yeah, I was on mute. I
You
was
keep
laughing. I
talking.
was like,
Okay.
"Yeah, you hear me?"
Yeah, I hear you
Yeah, I
now.
was. I was on mute. My bad. I was my bad. My bad. Um, I said something, but I forgot what I said. But you gonna do your live today? Or I
I
know it's
am.
today
I'm gonna
for
do it.
you, but
Yeah. Yes, today for me, but in the morning for you guys. So, because we're 8 hours ahead. Right now it's 7 a.m. in the morning, and it's what, 8,
11.
8:10 there. Yeah.
That's
Oh
11.
gosh,
Yeah,
I said
11.
8:10. Yeah. Well, yeah, 11:10. So yeah, we're gonna do it. And we gonna keep it on that mental health. Continue talking about mental health. It's not just about moving to Africa and this is, oh yay, we've left family, so it's hard, being, here, and your family's there, and you still see your family going through, and you still hear Black people going through a lot of horrible things and laws, and that still wears and tears on your mind, but hey, I hope you guys tune in. If not at 7 in the morning, you can tune in whenever you can. But yeah, thank you for the time forecast. Thank you for, allowing me to come on.
No,
Appreciate
I appreciate you. I appreciate you
great
making
show as
time to
usual.
come on here. Yeah, and I appreciate you making time and coming on here. So
Yeah.
shouts out to you. And y'all subscribe to Consider channel so y'all can listen to her lives. It's good information. Shouts out to Raw who's in the building. Shouts out to Nicole in the building. KW Don 7. Shouts out to my brother. Shouts out to Karma 804. Much love to my good sister. Shouts out to her. Shouts out to my brother Anthony in the building. My brother Ali, it's been a minute. Shouts out to you. Erica, Matron, and the rest of y'all. I appreciate y'all. Consider this was gonna be the last words, but I think we've been buck broken enough. And also my brother for pointing out that the Alabama brawl. So I'll try to find a copy of that so that I'll play that the next time. But um these are the last words that I could have. This brother speaks my words to the T and how I feel and look right now.
Van, what are your thoughts? It's well, it's easier to be a parent this morning. It's easier to be a dad. It's easier to tell your
Oh Lord,
kids
okay.
character matters. It matters.
Oh God, I
Tell them the
thought you
truth
were saying
matters.
something positive. Oh
Being a good
God,
person matters
you playing another button
for a whole lot of
broken
people.
Negro. Oh Lord,
If
damn.
you're Muslim in
I'm
this country,
embarrassed.
We've been buck broken because Israel is over.
I'm
We doomed.
embarrassed. I'm
if you're an
so
immigrant,
embarrassed.
you
Oh
don't have
my
to
God,
worry.
for
Your
him.
president's going to be happier to have
I'm so
babies
embarrassed for
snatched
him.
away or send dreamers.
That's how I
Oh
look
my
right
God.
now, talking about black people. Like,
No reason to
Oh
breathe.
my
we're
God.
doomed.
Oh
That's me
my
crying right
God.
now.
We do forecast.
Vindication for a lot of people
Oh my
who have
God.
really suffered.
We do.
My
You know,
sister,
I
Cassidra,
can't breathe.
Raw,
That wasn't just George
is
Floyd.
me crying right
A
now.
lot
Yo.
of
It
people
wasn't just
that couldn't breathe.
matron. It wasn't just Karma 804.
You're getting these tweets and you just don't know. And you're going to the store
You
and
don't know.
who have been
We're doing.
afraid to
We're
show
doing.
their racism. It gets nastier and
We're
nastier to you, and
doing.
you're worried about your
They've
kids.
only listed us behind garages for
Just go to
80
Walmart
years now.
and be
Now
like,
they're doing it in
We
public.
had Biden still in here who
and, and,
told us our
and you
children
spend
he
so
didn't
much
want our
of your
kids going to
life
school with
energy
us, but we'd rather have
trying
him
to
than
hold it
Trump.
together.
Oh my God.
And this is a big deal
Biden wasn't as racist
for
as
us
Trump
just to be able to
though,
get
huh?
some
Okay.
peace
The man
and,
changed
and
lives.
have a chance for a reset.
They
And,
all
Oh
on the
Lord have
Epstein
mercy.
list, though. I know that.
Oh
and
God.
being a good
Yes.
dad
Oh my
matters.
God. Ugh.
You know, I just want my
Mm.
sons to look at this.
I want my sons to look.
You know, it's easy to do it the cheap way and get away with stuff, but it comes back around. It comes back around. This is a good day for this country. I'm sorry for the people who lost. For them, it's not a good day, but for a whole lot of people, it's a good day.
For a whole lot of people,
Wow.
it's a good day. And I'm praying for that day to come around. So
Mm-hmm.
until then, I don't know what to tell y'all. We doomed. I'm gonna stop saying that. We're not doomed. You're right,
We're
Cassandra. I'm
done.
gonna speak life into
We're
us.
done.
We're
I'm
gonna turn it
agreeing with you.
around
We're
tomorrow.
done.
Tomorrow we're gonna be all militant and we're gonna be on point tomorrow. So I
Yeah,
appreciate
all
all of
this
y'all.
revolution coming back.
And as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.
Peace, family.